Hey guys, what is going on? Today we've got a pretty good video. Ever since I really got into Star Citizen, I've always been a fan of Origin ships, especially since like the 600i with their iteration of the new design language that's now sort of being drip fed down to their other ships, the 300 series and the 890 Jump. But I mean, I've always loved Origin ships. I've loved the cool vibe of being able to have these fast, luxurious ships that are also practical, you know. And the 300i is like the perfect culmination of what Origin as a company is in Star Citizen, what it can offer to a player. Because some people think that it's kind of irrelevant to have a luxury ship. You know, they say, oh, what's the point of things looking nice? I just want a ship that's just very practical. And I kind of get that, you know, if you're going to pay for something, you want to get the full utility out of it. You don't want to just pay for like some virtual looks or something, or, you know, whatever. But I mean, ever since the new design language of the Origin ships, I've just fallen in love with them. I love the design. I think they're very well thought out. You know, the bigger ships, there are definitely criticisms, but I mean, if you take a look at the old 300 series and look at this one, the improvement is night and day. There's so much difference, and this is just an infinitely better ship after the rework. There's no question about it. Everything is better, and I do believe that this ship is one of the best like small ships that you can basically get, because I think it has everything you need. But I mean, without further ado, let's start talking about the ship. So I've come here on Microtech. There's the big building over there, and you can see the landing pads over there in the distance. I thought, I mean, this ship, first of all, looks absolutely ridiculous and fits in with the white snowy Microtech environment, hence why I brought it here. But anyway, let's start talking about the ship. So it costs $55 standalone, which isn't too bad for a small ship. You know, there are a lot of fighters that are like $70, like the Arrow and stuff, so it's not too bad in terms of pricing. You know, with a game package, you're looking at maybe a little bit more than a standard AAA game, which isn't too bad considering what Star Citizen is aiming to become. But anyway, let's start talking about all the technical stuff. First, let's get the unrelated luxury stuff out of the way. So let's talk about the weaponry. Here we have a M3A laser cannon. There's a size 3 weapon mount here. I believe stock this is a size 2. I may be wrong, it may be a size 3 already. But yeah, there's a size 3 mount, so you can either have one fixed weapon, which as default this comes with a fixed loadout, or of course you can put a size 2 gimbal on here. And under the wings we have two size 2 weapon mounts with these bearing ballistic guns, and also a missile rack here which carries one size 2 missile on either side, I believe. I also believe it can be outfitted to fit 2 size 1s instead of 1 size 2, if that makes sense. In terms of its default loadout, it's actually pretty good. I mean, the combination of ballistic and laser weapons can be quite nice. Also, you've got this sort of slower rate of fire weapon compared to your higher rate of fire weapons. So you've got both heavy hitters and sort of high rounds per minute weapons. Also, having a missile or two can be nice. Yeah, okay, they're not going to be able to take out bigger targets, but if you want to do hit and run attacks on smaller ships, you know, charge, drop a missile or two at them, their shields go down, then finish them off with the guns, or at least heavily damage them. That's certainly possible. It's a fast ship. I mean, its cruise speed I believe is 1170, which is pretty nice. That puts it in sort of close to the racers and some of the faster smaller ships. So yeah, pretty decent weaponry. This is currently one of the only ships you can customize in the game. Not in the game, sorry, but like on the website, and then the customizations go into the game. You can change its sort of loadout and other cosmetic features. I do recommend if you are thinking of getting a 300 series, perhaps taking a look at the customization options, because this is a pure stock ship here, because I got it from rental. But if you're definitely looking at getting a 300i, look at the customization options, because you can get different colours, different aesthetic changes, such as the steering wheel, the seats, the beds, that kind of stuff. You can also change the components, so these weapons can be changed for gimbal loadouts, distortion loadouts, that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, the standard ship, 3 weapon hardpoints, 1 size 3, 2 size 2s, that's pretty nice, you know. And also, it comes with a cargo bay. So it's mounted on the underbelly of the ship. And this carries 8 SU of cargo. Unfortunately, unlike ships such as the Avenger Titan, it's still carried internally, but because it's quite, like, what's the word, quite shallow, I mean, you can only fit things in here in terms of vehicles that are like 1 SU cargo box high, which at the moment is literally nothing. Whereas in the Avenger Titan, you could cram in like a Ranger or something, bike, whenever that comes in, or I think you can even get a Grey Cat in here. In the Avenger, that is, but in here you can't get anything. Also, currently it's a bit buggy and glitchy with putting cargo boxes in here through hand, like the pickup missions. But of course, when all the bugs are worked out, putting stuff in here is going to be easy, just to, you know, walk up, plonk it in. So you can do those kind of missions should you wish. Also, I suppose you could use it for mining, plonk your boxes down here, line them all up. And of course, the cargo is still internal to the ship, it's just you can't access it internally. So pretty safe, of course. But let's try and get out of here. Got to crouch to get out. And I like the way they did it. It's because it's just tucked under. You wouldn't notice it should you not really know the ship very well. But yeah, 8 SU of cargo is pretty nice, same as the Titan. If you want to do cargo running and you've got something like an Aurora or a Mustang, upgrading to this is going to probably double your cargo capacity, make things a little bit more profitable. Again, having that cargo space, you can just pick things up in the verse and just take them back with you, sell them, whatever. So it's nice to have a little bit more SU of cargo than the smaller sort of starter ships. So yeah, I think that's all of it. Let's just have a quick walk around actually. I mean, the new design language is so nice. I don't know about you guys, but personally I absolutely love the design. Sort of sweeping lines, because it used to be very angular, but now it's almost the complete opposite. It's a very simplistic design. And like I said, if you look at the customization stuff, you can change all the colours and things, so pretty nice, not too bad. Anyway, let's hop in and show you guys the interior. Nice animation. Ladder comes out. Looks pretty similar to like an airplane door, doesn't it? But yeah, here we are. This is the interior of the 300i. Quite small, I suppose, but it feels massive, especially because of this feature. Look at that. That is nuts. I mean, it's so nice having windows for a change on a ship. Because that's one thing that really baffled me, is ships like the 600i and the 890 Jump, they have their like guest suites, and none of them have windows, and you would have thought having a window would open the space up a bit more and giving your guests a view would be, you know, really nice. But you know, a lot of those ships don't. I mean, arguably the best room on the 600i is the captain's quarters, which has one of the best windows, I mean, of any ship, I think. So I'm so glad they put in this massive like skylight. because it just makes the whole experience so much nicer and it feels a lot bigger. But yeah, let's start talking through the interior. So obviously walk through here. Turning to the left is the chair and all the controls, and I'll sit down and show you all the bits and bobs. So here we go. New map. If you're upgrading from other kind of ships, this is a bit like a condensed star map, so you can zoom out and actually like set your course and destination. It's a bit buggy, doesn't really work all the time if I'm honest, but you know, I could just say click on zoom in, Hurston 4 or something, and then set destination, boom. Set it back to radar scale. On the right and the left here, two panels. They are quite small to read. That's one thing that I found quite weird, is they look really small. I would have liked if they perhaps moved this one a bit closer and made it a little bit bigger, because it can be quite hard to read at a glance. I find myself quite usually zooming in to do stuff on these screens, but not too bad. They're quite close. You can look down and see all your information. Then got some buttons on the side here. Obviously exit, open exterior and unlock, lock, engines, and then power, and this is where your flight ready button is. Another thing to note is viewing angles. Not bad. Completely unobstructed. Seems to be a little glitch there. But yeah, I mean, no struts or anything, so you know, fantastic view. Plenty of room from like where the center pip is down. Obviously, unlike ships like the Alpha, you don't get to see down in this area a lot, but I mean, for any small ship you're going to be hard pressed to find anything that's got as good a viewing angles as this. And then ejector seat is down there. No buttons on the steering wheel, but that's probably because it's part of my customization option, so they might work stuff in there in the future, who knows. But yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. Let's focus a bit more on why I recommend the ship, which is the rear section. On the left here is a toilet, which brings me to my first sort of the only real problem I have with this. I suppose it's not really a problem, but it can be, I suppose. But I mean, there's a lack of a shower, which on a ship like the Mustang Beta, that has a shower / toilet combo. Now you would have thought on a 300i, which is a ship that's a lot bigger, it would have a shower and toilet combo, but it doesn't. I mean, for roleplay, that can be a bit annoying. Obviously, we don't really know what the shower mechanics are going to be like, if it's going to be important, whatever. I mean, it's a pretty insignificant detail, but you know, I might want to roleplay in the future, and you know, maybe having a shower would have been nice. But other than that, it's got everything else that, you know, a small ship of this size you'd expect to have. So yeah, let's close that off. Fire extinguisher, in case any fires, I suppose. Small little step up into like the central living bit. Lovely bed here. This bed actually slides outwards. Then you get in it and then it slides back in. You also have a TV screen there, which at the moment serves as a very small as a display, sorry. But obviously in the future I'd love for that to be a proper working TV. Got a small little kitchenette, I suppose. Some storage space under the sink. Looks to be like a small mini fridge here. Not too bad. But yeah, sink, storage for like mugs and stuff. Now in the customization, you can actually get other things, such as like a coffee maker here. food maker, small like speaker there. Again, like, it's not really important, but like I said, if you want to role play, or perhaps when even the survival mechanics come in, maybe having like a nice coffee maker and food maker can increase the amount of time you can actually spend away from stations, because this is also like a small, this is a touring ship, so it's sort of designed to go further than most ships, with the exception of exploration ships, of course. At the back here, got some storage for some wine glasses, a weapons rack, which is a bit buggy at the moment. I wouldn't really recommend putting weapons in here. It's a pain to get them out. Wardrobe, I suppose closet really here. This doesn't work, but in future I'd expect that you can store armor in here, or clothes. So you're flying around in your normal clothes, you come out, you equip your armor, put your clothes in there, grab your gun or whatever, and then off you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Not too much, but enough to make the living space feel quite nice, even though it's still relatively small. Like I said, this skylight is so nice. But yeah, let's take her for a bit of a spin. I'll show you the engines from the outside. I do love the look of the ship. It is so sleek. But yeah, let's take off, and I'll show you the landing gear. There we go, pretty simple, just some panels folding out, tucks them away. Alright, let's increase the speed, there we go. And off we go. As you can see, they're parked on top of the Origin building in Microtech. I mean, New Babbage looks so nice. I mean, the new Planet Tech and all the procedural generation stuff is so good. I thought it would all look a bit like, I don't know, just like Lego blocks stuck together, but this looks impressive beyond measure. But yeah, ship's very agile. It's got a nice roll rate. Doesn't take too long to switch directions. Maneuverability. Obviously, it's pretty fast. I mean, it being a luxury ship, it's still got to perform well. It's not just got to look nice. You know, I suppose in-universe customers are going to want to feel like they're flying something, you know, smooth, something nice. And yeah, maneuverability, speed, all of that's pretty good. And then I'll show you the weapon firing. Actually, I might need to get out of the Armistice zone. But yeah, man, I mean, just look at this ship, it's so nice. Let's see if we can fire weapons. Not yet. But yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised at what the ship can do. It's sort of a really nice jack of all trades, because it can do a bit of cargo running with its ASCU. It's got space for, in future when that closet works, you can pop your armor in there. It's got a weapons rack, so this ship I found to be quite useful as a sort of lone mercenary. You know, you stock up your weapons in your ship, you pick up a contract, maybe you've got to clear out some bandits or whatever, and then yeah, you land distant away, equip your armor you want and your guns, and then go out and do your business or whatever. So it can be a quite nice little like mercenary ship. It's also decently fast. I wouldn't recommend it for racing personally, but if you want to get the feel of perhaps what a downgraded 350R feels like without paying the money, I suppose this would be alright. But if you're really going to go into racing, just get the Gamma in my opinion, or an M50. But I mean, it can do a little bit of racing, I suppose, because it's still quite manoeuvrable and nimble. Can we fire the weapons yet? No, we can't. Why can't we fire the weapons? Right, let's... Where's Port Tressler? Oh, it's because I've got my quantum. There we go. Here we go. Right, once we go here I can probably show you the weapons, fingers crossed anyway. But yeah, I mean, this ship's just pretty good for an all-round experience, I think. Here you go, let's show you the weapons real quick. So you've got the laser cannon on the front. Energy based, slow rate of fire, but higher damage. And then you've got the guns on the wings here. Higher rate of fire, of course. I can probably show you how much ammo they come with actually. And that's not. Okay, so they come with I think about 480 rounds from memory, which doesn't seem like a lot compared to you know, having something like the Arrow, which has like, I don't know, 7,000 or something ridiculous. But obviously these aren't Gatling guns, so these will last you quite a while. I mean, you can see it going down there. It will take some time to deplete the ammo on this, so don't be put off by the fact that, oh, you might end up in a firefight for quite a while and you might run out of ammo. That's usually not the case, even if you're facing off against, you know, 3 to 4 adversaries, one after the other. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. That's basically it. I mean, it's just a great jack of all trades, I think. You can do a bit of cargo, a bit of combat, a bit of touring, a bit of exploration. It's got plenty of room for upgrades, be it weapons, missiles, components, and also the fact that it's currently the only ship that has a wide array of customization, be it paint jobs, seats, beds, extra cosmetic items, whatever. It's a ship with a lot of potential, I think, and I think this is definitely one of the ships that you should consider moving on to from a traditional starter ship. Personally, this is the ship that I'm looking to upgrade to from my Alpha, because it's got a bit more range, a bit more firepower, it can take more hits. It's just an overall improvement. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know in the comments below. I can do more ship reviews, that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.